Right, I've got to get up the standings. I've got to get up the standings because there's a lot riding on today's race. Mainly, that lot being a Drivers' Championship and a Constructors' Championship. The most you can get is 44 in a Constructors' race. 44. So, I am going to have to do the maths on this because I'm not sure if they can win it. No, they definitely can win it today. Why am I failing maths at the moment? 44. Alright, so it can get to 301. But that's with fastest lap and everything every race. You know what? I'm pretty sure Boomer's already done the maths on that. But I did the maths on the Drivers' Championship, however. And as I put, Heisenberg can win, but it requires for him to win and Larry to get less than 5 points. It is a huge, huge day. Huge day. You got both the Alfa Romeos in already, waiting on a couple of horses to join the fray. Because that's the main battle today, and most of the thing will be focused towards Heisenberg and most of this broadcast, because he can win the title. He needs a set of circumstances, but he can definitely win the title today. If not, I can all but guarantee you he wins it in Canada in a week's time. Because at that point, Larry will have to win every single race, and the chance of that happening with Heisenberg in the same lobby is not happening. Even if Heisenberg doesn't have to win another race, in my opinion. Because there's no guarantee that Larry, because his run of form has been absolutely shocking. So it's very, very plausible that he doesn't have to win another race for the rest of the season. Got a 59-point lead. If he wins and gets fastest lap, then Larry needs to get 4 points or less. But it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a very fun time. I'm going to message Boomer about the scenarios for the constructors. Obviously, there's a lot that can happen between now and the end of the season still, but you're very much assuming that Driver 1 will be wrapped up. Constructors 1 probably won't take too long either. And then we'll be just playing for most of the rest of the places. I don't know where Boomer's at. So you've not got Larry in the lobby yet. It's 8 o'clock. There's Slimmy. Doing. Still waiting on 4. We're gonna have 19. It's gonna be very interesting. Turn 1's gonna be an absolute nightmare. I have done no practice on Russia yet, so I would not know where the strategies are, my things, times, none of it. So it's a learning curve for me as well as everyone else. But all Alfa Romeo centric today. No, that's not because I'm an Alfa Romeo driver myself in this league. What's going on? Who just left? I think someone just left. Can't tell who. Still waiting on 4 guys. What is going on? Now we've got 4 guys that haven't joined yet, which is unusual. Because they're in, one's going for the title, one's going for the little race behind the 3rd, 4th and 5th. Luke's usually pretty high up as well, so I don't understand why Luke's not showing up. Let's see if I can invite anyone. No idea where half of these 4 guys are. Well, I guess we're going without them. Heisenberg and Truck are just joining. Need to ready up now. Oh no, it's Heisenberg and Slimmy. Never mind. Got 15. Couple more joining, I think. But that's significant advantage to Heisenberg. He scored nothing. 78 is the highest that Larry can now score. Three wins, 25 points apiece, plus the fastest lap. So he needs 19. He still needs to win the race. Still needs to win the race. Heisenberg. If he gets second and fastest lap, that's enough for 19. Which means they can tie the championship. They'd be able to tie the championship that way, but they would not. He would not be able to win it with a second, so he has to win the race. Real question is, what kind of thing are we getting today? Full track map. Enabled. Don't do detail on qualifying. And now we wait. First one out is Steve Dodds. As always, first one out, the one we watch on qualifying. Been the same for every single race so far this season, and we're not going to change it now. It's Heidenberg that come out. Why would he be banned from session? How did that happen? Okay, well, guess we're watching Heidenberg lap then. I guess that's what's happening. Well, switch them at the end of the lap. Trying to sort something out. I don't know why Armas is banned. Let's watch Heidenberg then. Or not. What is he doing? What is going on here? What is going on? Are we watching Heidenberg or are we watching Steve Dodds? Jesus Christ. Someone picked to go out in front. Inviting friends. Here we go. Heidenberg's first lap comes into second corner. I forgot that Russia's first corner is basically non-existent. And we'll be able to see what kind of lap that Heidenberg's able to set. You've got both Alfa Romeos toward the. Oof! Okay, one of the Alfa Romeo decided that going wide in there to turn 5, I think that was, just is the way to do it. Don't think it is, but I think that's the Salieri's lap invalidated. Sector 2, what time is he going to do through Sector 2? Heidenberg coming down the straight with DRS open now. Sector 2 time is a 1:56. Final sector. Let's see if he can hook up a decent lap for his banker lap, being the first one off. You'll know that Heidenberg will come out later on and just storm this entire thing. Heidenberg coming around now is going to set a time of 1:32.7, which is immediately beaten by Steve Dodds at 1:32.4. Tichy 1:33.9. Benny just did a 1:32.7. Zab's 1:32.1 now on pole. Let's watch the end of Crisis lap. Bunders did a 1:32.7, puts him third. Yeah, fucking sector 1, everyone getting overtaken. Christ did a 1:32.74, just shy of Heidenberg and Benny. Benny and Heidenberg are incredibly close on that first time. Arctic Skull's going to come over and beat his teammate by 6 times, or well, 5 and a bit. Salieri is Probably not doing a proper lap. Watch Slimmy. We could watch Slimmy's actually. What's Salieri's lap like? We'll come around to Slimmy in a minute, but I don't know if Salieri got caught up in the in everything at the start of the lap there. Okay, no, he's doing a proper lap. He's doing a proper lap past the sector 2. The Alfa Romeos can win the constructors today. I don't actually know the maths on it. I wish I did, because I would always like to be informed of these kind of situations, but it is what it is. What's Salieri doing? He's on pole with a 132 flat. See what Slimmy can do now. We'll jump onto Reno afterwards, I think. We've got one Red Bull, one Ferrari. Didn't quite see what his sector 2 time actually was. I was just kind of zoned out from it there. What is he going to be able to do when it comes to actual times then? Comes around the final corner and sets a 1:31.7. Oh, and he's on pole. He's on pole by 0.3 of a second. Reno, let's see what Reno can throw at us. Last couple of corners. Reno's doing a 1:32.2, puts him 4th on the grid. As for who's doing an outlap now, I don't think anyone is. At all. Oh, this is fun. Pit. Someone's coming back out. We'll watch them. It's a Red Bull. Pog's coming out. Pretty sure Pog's the only one. The hell? And Heisenberg just disappeared into a Pog and then came out in front of him. Yeah, that makes sense. Is Heisenberg. We've already shown you a Heisenberg lap. So we will go and watch we'll watch Pog. We'll watch Pog. It's only fair. As for where Larry is, where Boomer is, no idea. Everyone's starting to do outlaps now. Got the lone horse carrying the team. They can only get to 286 now, the horse, so 244. So I'm gonna if there's a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo here, there's a very good chance they win today. I'm just going to take another look at this. I think they do win today if it happens like that. Yeah, if they get a 1-2 fastest lap, it'd be 288. 1-2 non-fastest lap, 287. Would be enough. 1-2 would definitely be enough to win it today. Because Larry isn't joined. Tire detail on. Yeah, I was gonna do tire detail for the race, but tire detail I don't think it's all that. I'll put it on, but I don't think it's overly important for qualifying. Let's see what Pog's gonna do. 33.5 through the first sector. See that Slimmy's on pole with mediums, which is not what I expected to happen. But Slimmy had some right pace coming out of Portimao as well. So, albeit we didn't see it, albeit I don't see it happening now, I probably should have, because he is on fire at the moment. 1.556 for Pog through 2 sectors. Let's see what he can finish up with. Well, I'm pretty sure Bunders is doing a lap. We'll just join someone. We'll just join someone who currently is out with without the pit limit out lap on them. But why the Red Bull? The white livery. The first time it's been used in any of these races. And Pog Arctic's World retired. Pog did a 1:32.9. Bunders 1:32.5. Fel Trucker did a 1:32.6. Let's watch McLaren. Let's watch the McLaren. We could watch him. We haven't watched him yet. What time? Heidelberg 1:32 flat puts him into second. Was second for a minute. Now third when Steve Dodds goes around with his 1:31.96. Puts him on the provisional front row. Salieri's about to do a lap. I'm pretty sure Dab's about to do a lap as well. A couple of people just come off out laps. Watch them in a minute. We're giving some love to the McLarens for a bit. I didn't see you just set a lap there, but I'm not too sure actually who just set a lap there. Salieri's retired. Oh, that possibly puts a dent in the title hopes for today. Especially if it puts him right toward the back when it comes to qualifying. Second sector, what time is he going to do? Luke's finally here. 1:61, which is a tenth and a half, and Luke's just been removed from the session for some reason. What time is he going to be able to finish with here, the McLaren? RDO needs to get out and do a lap. Luke's rejoined again. Let's see what time, and now he's coming around the final couple of corners. Tichy's going to do a 1:33.1, keeps him in the same position. Benny just did a little quicker, 1:32.7. Christ is slower, so I think he's doing an in-lap. Well, let's see what Reno's doing. Don't know where the yellow flags come from. Reno is a tenth quicker through the second in the first 2 sectors than his first lap. So let's see what time Reno can put up. Puts him currently only moves him up 1 position, being a 10th up. So we might need to be a little bit quicker through these corners. The top 3 currently in the pits. Let's see what Reno can put up. Reno can put up a 1:32.02, which is 3/1000ths of a second quicker than Heidenberg's fastest lap so far. Let's watch Zab. Zab's 0.2 of a second quicker through the first sector. And this could get interesting, because that would put him into second, I think. Maybe just shy of Steve Dodds. Oh, he's invalidated. I didn't even realise that happened. Well, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Benny's spun. Benny's had a moment. Tichy's coming into the pits. Benny's had a moment. Reno's doing an in-lap. They're all in. And we're at the same point where everyone's in the pits again. Well, this is fun. I don't think I've had this many occasions where every single person's been in the pits and nobody's out on track. Ardia has finally come out for a lap. Only taken him 3/4 of a session. And as he's the only one on track so far, let's watch some audio racing. Reno's about to come in the pit. So he is the only one out so far. Clean track to himself. He's not getting any toe, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. There's someone's tyre just stuck in the middle of the road. doing an outlap. Not really much to commentate over so far. Salieri hasn't been punished as much as I thought he would be for his spin. You should see him start to tumble down the leaderboard a little bit. Here we go, Audio just slowing down so he can get everything set up to go for a fast lap, I think. Interesting way to go about it. Doing a little bit of tyre warming. Everyone's started to come out for outlaps now. It's just a case of whether or not they're going to be able to get around multiple times. Here we go. We'll watch Audio's lap because he's been on the track by himself for ages. He's also the only one actually able to set a time at the moment. Probably going to switch to Luke afterwards. You see everyone starting to filter through, they're coming out the pits now, everyone realising that they've got very, very little time left. And there goes Audio's lap. Let's switch to Luke. Benny's the one in front of him, but let's switch to Luke. Everyone out on the softs. Oh, God. Uni's taking it out of me at the moment, to be honest. But yeah, let's watch Luke's lap. He's only been in here for what might as well be a couple of minutes. So let's see what he can do, because this is going to be his one and only shot at this. Keep the card. Saves himself from invalidating straight away there. We'll get on to other people's final laps in a minute. Probably go on hide them. Larry's not here, so we're going to have to go on Heisenberg. Neither is Boomer. Keeps the car in track, so he doesn't invalidate his only lap. Through turn 2. He does invalidate his only lap through turn 3. And that is that for him. Audio's going through an invalidated lap. We can watch. Well, let's watch that. He's just done a fastest first sector. I think it's a boom up. And as soon, am I just jinxing everyone again? As soon as I come on them, they just absolutely fall off a cliff. Steve's kept his car in balance, so he's going for it, but he's a little bit slower than his actual best lap so far, so he's gonna have to pick up the pace by a large margin if he wants to keep it. There's the checkered flag. Christ is retired from the session, can't get over the line in time. Benny's finished his 132. There goes Reno. Goes El Trucco. Both can't set faster laps, obviously. There's a purple sector in there for Steve Dodds. We will go on to, I think Heidenberg's the next closest to the line. But there goes Pog. Pog 32.9. He'll be very disappointed that he starts 12th. Here we go, Steve Dodds around the last couple of corners. Is he going to set a faster time? He's not, he's 4/10 slower. Heidelberg's the next one, he's done the fastest sector 2. Audio sets himself 13th on the grid with 1:33.2. Luke's finished, and everyone toward the bottom's finished. It's just Heidelberg and Slimmy. That's all that's left, Heidelberg and Slimmy. Who's going to be on pole? Comes around the final corner, and Heidelberg goes on to pole by 4/10 of a second. Let's see if Slimmy can respond. I don't think he can. He's 1/10 slower than his actual lap, and it's Heidelberg on pole. And who's heard that one way too many times this season? Slimmy gave it all he can. Gets himself second on the grid. Not a bad drive. Benny's going to start on mediums. Probably going to start on mediums as well, to be fair. Salieri didn't get punished for spinning out at all, to be honest with you. Still starts 5th. So the dent isn't as big as I thought it would be. Reno, Steve Dodd, Slimmy and Heidelberg are not easy people to pass though. You got the 2 AlphaTauris behind Salieri. The Haas in 9th is not a particularly strong point for the Haas at the moment, because they're losing the chance to win by the minute. See someone typing in Discord. The brakes on Reno's wheels are broken. Well, that's gonna be fun. As soon as I say that he's not easy to pass, his wheel starts malfunctioning, and that's fun. I swear I just need to show up at times, because whenever I say the opposite happens.
I'm gonna go get my bed and gym.
Can you get me another chips, please? Because that one's not clear.
Are you coming?
We have to wait till people get ready. It's going to be a very interesting race though. Russia usually doesn't tend to throw the most interesting races into the mix, but when you're playing online in F1, quite literally anything can happen. That includes Heisenberg spinning, even though it's incredibly rare and it's probably happened like once the entire season, but it can happen. It can still happen on any given day. Got to do a formation lap before we can even think of doing things like lights out. Just closing my door. Well, everyone gets underway on their formation lap. And that is a CPU, I think. Here he is. Not sure why there's a Ferrari behind him, to be honest with you. But as per requested, we'll put the tire graphic on. Get an interesting look at what everyone else is actually doing. So top 10 minus Benny all start on the softs. Benny starts on the mediums as he did he finished for his fastest lap in qualifying. Tichy's on the medium, Pog's on the hard. He really does like the choice of, when he gets to the choice of tyre, he really does like starting on the hard, doesn't he? Ardio's on the soft, same with a CPU mass. And then you've got Arctic Squirrel and Luke on medium tyres. That's how we're going to line up. Yep, Reno's brake pedal is dead, so get ready to see a Reno retirement sometime soon. Gonna try relieving and rejoining, eh? Oh, my hand is absolutely messed up. It's not good. Everyone's getting set back up. We're gonna make the grid. Heisenberg's on pole. If he stays here, he wins the championship. Slimmy is second, and the only way Heidelberg can win this championship today is by winning the race. Any other scenario happens and he doesn't win. So this is going to be a very interesting one. Slimmy had a lot of pace in Portimao. Might be able to provide somewhat of an upset here. Reno's going to end up having a nightmare. Here we go. We got 5 red lights. There's the lights out. Away we go. Who's got the best of the people all over the place? And there's already a horse in the wall. And when it turns to the Constructors' Championship, that's not a good thing. As for into turn 1, Heidelberg got away very comfortably, and Steve Dodd attempted to get round Slimmy, and he has. He got second place. Slimmy got off the line very, very slowly, and it looked like Salieri might end up catching the yellow flag, and it's a McLaren. Titchy Boom all the way to the back. Audio in the back of the people who haven't spun yet. Reno's hit 15th, but Reno's got a brake pedal. Well, brake pedal problem and the fact that he's a CPU. Let me see if I can actually invite him yet. Can't because this game's closed. Well, that's fun. And Heidelberg got away. He's already out of DRS range of Steve Dodds, even though that comes in a couple of laps. We already got the second gap. So he's 5/10 further back. Keep it at the front at the moment. Actually, we might want... Yeah, no, we're going to switch it to Steve. Steve's point of view, because Heidelberg probably isn't going to have much happen to him at this point. A bunch of people just got banned from this lobby, and I'm not sure why. What the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on. Benny's CPU now. So you're just seeing all the people at the back, minus Titchy, just start turning to CPUs. And so Ardio's the actual... Well, Titchy's the actual back marker, but out of people who haven't spanned, it's Ardio. El Trucco sitting in 11th at the moment is not good news for Haas in terms of a constructors fight. The brakes fixed after restarting the game. It's just a shame with the update you can't join a lobby miss session now for some reason. That's not good. So you've got Heidelberg, who's still just the second ahead of Steve, who's consistently putting in fastest sector at the moment. They say that he doesn't put a fastest sector 2 in. Slimmy is currently in third, just slightly in DRS range, and Suicide drops out. Salieri is 6th, well, 3/4 of a second further back to in 4th, and then you've got the two AlphaTauris, and Titchy Boo's having an absolute nightmare, and Ardio's just taken a spin as well. Ardio's now in a wall, and Ardio's hit the back. Heidelberg just set the fastest lap of the race. DRS has also just been enabled, not that it actually will matter for this first straight. But Slimmy is catching. He is catching. He's now half a second behind Steve. It's going to be very interesting to see if the Williams can pose a threat to either of these two in this race. If he had some crazy pace in Portimao, if he can start charging people down again, this could get very interesting very quickly. 12, 13, 14 for just CPUs. The game just does what it does. And then you've got El Trucker in 11th place, the only non-point scorer that's actually not a mile behind, basically. Arctic Squirrel who's 10th. He's not a bad start to the race, but he's still significantly off the pace compared to everyone else. Heidelberg's 1.3 seconds ahead now. We'll go on Slimmy's point of view. The two AlphaTauris have a decent gap to each other, and we're going to see if Slimmy can make a move going into the last couple of corners. He's not going to make it into the last couple of corners, but will he make it? Will he make it going down the first straight? Gonna get DRS. He is closing the gap. He's 3/10. Steve Jobs tries to move out of the way so slipstream doesn't take effect, but it doesn't work. Slimmy got into the first corner down the inside and stayed in front, even though he botched the second corner a little bit there, allowed Steve to get back in it. Gonna keep the place by the looks of it. Comes round there. Oh, and Steve spun! Steve has spun on the long... on the long left-hander he spun. And that is quite unfortunate, because he was as close as we were getting to Heisenberg in this race, I think. And now Heisenberg has a 2-second advantage, and I don't want to say it too soon, but given the form Heisenberg's been all season, I think we can say goodbye to the championship. As soon as I've said that now, watch Heisenberg spin. Salieri is in second. If he gets past Slimmy, they also win the Constructors' Championship in this race as well. I'm pretty sure they win it now anyway, but just to make sure, I haven't done the proper maths for it. But the yellow flag in Sector 1, RDO is in a wall. Zab has spun into the chicane as well, and now he's going to tumble down the leaderboard. The AlphaTauri's had a decent position in what was 4th and 5th, but now surrendered it. Now we're going to get DRS between the Alfa Romeo Salieri and Slimmy. Is he going to be able to make it work? Not going to get a decent camera angle of it, apparently. Coming down to the first corner, and he's just a little too far back to make the move on the Williams. And now you've got people pitting, so your Bunders and Steve Dodds have both pitted onto the hards. I think they're trying to make that a one-stop. I keep forgetting on who is and who isn't a CPU driver at this point. Slimmy's just got a 3-second time penalty for track limit, so that's just helping out Heidelberg even more. And you can bet if Salieri's going to get past Slimmy here, that these Alfa Romeos are just going to play a very much team game here to get Heisenberg this championship. There's no reason that Salieri would get past him. His two closest rivals are CPU and there you go. Salieri gets it down the DRS into the chicane and gets it very easily on Slimmy, and now it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. And as it stands, everything's going to be wrapped up today. Slimmy's losing a little bit of pace on Salieri. Not too far behind. He's probably going to get DRS at the beginning of the next straight to try and make a go of it. See if he can get the position back. But he's also now fighting a 3-second time penalty. The fastest lap for Salieri. Got Christ 3.5 seconds back on Slimmy. Further 2.1 back on the AlphaTauri. And everyone else seems to be in and out of DRS range that's actually driving by themselves. And this is... You got Luke in DRS now. You got Slimmy and Luke in DRS. See if they're able to make anything happen. 8.5 tenths behind Pog and 5.5 tenths behind Salieri for the two battles. Slimmy is starting to drop off a little, and that's not a good sign for the rest of the lobby. If those two Alfa Romeos get out in front and are well out in front, then that could spell disaster already. It has for much of the season. Everyone seems to be very distant, like very separated at the moment. Luke's now 0.8 seconds. Slimmy's 0.3. Let's watch this for a little bit. He's right on the back of Salieri. Jesus. Let's see if he's going to be able to make anything work when he gets DRS in the next straight. 5.5 tenths. Is that enough? Though that's the real question. Oh, he got a little bit squirrely out the final corner there. Might have just the other left. Might have just opened enough of a gap to make sure that Slimmy's not able to make a move into the first corner, and I am right in saying that Salieri is a little bit too far in front. Still half a second between the two. Luke's not been able to make much ground on Pog either with the DRS, so it's as we were from the last lap. RDO's left the session. You'll love that. My phone internet's just died. 6, nearly 7/10 of a second now. The closest battle in the race. Mouse, Benny, and Reno are both all CPUs, so I'm not really counting them. Not really much to talk about since the first couple of laps. Everything's been very, very much separated and not many battles at all. Slimmy is now 5.5 tenths again. His very words at the start of the lap. You've got Luke, who's now by just under half a second, isn't it? 4 tenths behind Pog, and probably going to attempt something. Slimmy almost went into a wall there by taking that one a little bit wide. That was almost disastrous. It's allowed Salieri to get well ahead. And out of DRS. That is not good news for the rest of the lobby. The Alfa Romeos are now very much clear. You've got the now watch the battle between the Red Bull and the Mercedes. Usually wouldn't see for 5th place, but the Red Bull going down the outside into turn 1 keeps the position. Luke just almost made a move, but wasn't able to get it fully completed in time. And now it's quarter of a second between the two of them, in the closest battle in the race at the moment. But at least we've learned that now you can't leave lobbies, otherwise you won't be able to join back because Codemasters. It's 5/10 of a second between Luke and Pog, Mercedes and the Red Bull, and that's the closest we've got of anyone. Everyone else is out of DRS range, 2-3 seconds between them. Slimmy's got a 3-second time penalty, the only one actually driving with a 3-second time penalty at the moment. Steve Dodds at that moment of madness took spin, and now he's stuck in 14th by the looks of it. Never a good thing. But it's allowed the Haas, at the moment the Haas is getting a couple of points. Literally just, I think he's getting 3 points at the moment if I remember how that works. Gets 3 points, and I don't think that would be enough for them to stay in it, to be honest with you. And here comes the Mercedes down the inside. The Mercedes has got him very, very, very easily into the turn 2 corner. And looks like Bunda's just got 3 seconds worth of time penalties for track limits. Couple of people falling foul to that now. Pog's going to try and stay on the back of Luke for a while. See if Luke's able to get away or not. He's on the faster tyre. So it shouldn't be too hard for Luke to make a charge away from Pog. We'll have to see. Everyone else seems to be in their own little solo race at the moment, about the exact same width of away from each other. The two Alfa Romeos very much out in front, and nobody's been able to stop them so far. Don't see why that would change in Russia. As for this is the only battle we've got. Pog's slowly losing time. He might get one more DRS attempt out of this before he drops out of the second. There goes Slimmy in for his pit. Assume that's to go on mediums and go the rest of the race. Alright, Pog's going to be able to make an attempt at this. Going to get DRS, 8 tenths of a second back. Is he going to be able to make any headway? No, he's he's only made a couple of attempts. It's nowhere near enough to get anywhere near Luke. So I think the Mercedes is definitely keeping the position at this point. It's just a case of how long Pog can stay in within DRS. There's a pit stop now for El Treco. Somebody's gone into the pits, and it feels like he's been in the pits for literally forever. El Treco's just dropped all the way for his pit stop behind Bunders and Steve. Slimmy Cam takes another 3-second time penalty. Even though he's got a decent amount of pace, he doesn't have the discipline to keep the car on track, apparently. Oh, God, my eyes are a bit messed up. Uni's absolutely taking all my energy away from me. It's 4/10 of a second now between Pog and Luke. We'll keep on this. We'll go on to the Abundance one when he gets a little bit closer. It makes a little bit more sense to focus on that one. After giving this one such attention, it looks like Christ has just gone into the pits. Yep, Luke isn't going to get any DRS. Pog's going to try and make a move, I think. Salieri's gone into the pit as well. And there's one with DRS. The Red Bull's got DRS. Is he be able to catch up? He's not. He's a couple of tenths back into turn 2, and it looks like he's gonna have to just take another lap behind the Mercedes. A few people pitting now. You've got one of the Alfa Romeos, both the Alfa Tauris have just pitted, but it looks like one had enough space. They both have enough space to put themselves in on that lap. You've got Christ and Slimmy now. Well, Slimmy with the momentum out of the pits. So we'll see if he's able to make any sort of move on Christ in the AlphaTauri. It's possible, but if he does, he's got a long way up the road to catch Salieri. It would be a pretty tough job. El Treco just got 3-second time penalty, and if this was a race full of people with actual non-CPUs, it could have been a lot more interesting. I'm pretty sure half the lobby is CPUs at this point. Steve Dodds just racked up on a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Slimmy got past Christ, and now he's going to try and charge down Salieri for a while. He's got a long way to go to reach that kind of place, though. We're going to watch Pog versus Luke. He's going to make a move into turn 2. He's in front, but he's gone wide of the corner, and Luke's trying to get him back, but going around the outside, the long left-hander is Luke in the Mercedes. Is he going to be able to get the position on Pog? He is going to take the position back. Sets him in a second at the moment. Still got a pit, so they will both eventually get knocked down a bit of the standards. But this has been enthralling racing between the two in a moment. And still 4/10 of a second. They go in and out of being able to make a move and then not being able to make a move. Let's see if Pog's got enough speed down this DRS zone to make a move up the inside into the chicane. He's not broken late enough to be able to try something down the inside. And therefore Luke's going to keep his place until the next DRS zone at the beginning of the next lap, where Pog's going to get another go at him and probably will have enough pace this time to make a proper move. And here we go, into lap 13. Heisenberg's just taken his pit. So at the moment these two are 1 and 2. Heisenberg net P1, going for the championship. The Pog got DRS. Is he able to make a move? He's not. He's too far back going into turn 2. And it's probable that he's going to have to just hang out for another lap. which is not what he wanted. Salieri coming in the coming out the pits. It looked like he slowed down a little bit to let his teammate in front of him there. Salieri with the undercut, and that almost worked to perfection, but at the same time, I don't think he would really wish that it would work, considering at the moment it's very much a team game for this Alfa Romeo side. I'm gonna watch Bundes try and take on El Trucker in a minute. I think El Trucker just got past Bundes and could watch that one. 7/10 of a second between the two Alfa Romeos, which is probably a gap they are very, very much comfortable with at the moment. Slimmy is charging them down though. That's closed in a gap, a second from the last lap. Salieri got DRS into the chicane. Not going to make any use of it. Pog got another chance to go at Luke. And this time, is he going to be able to make use of it this time? Just opened up the DRS, goes to the inside. Looks like he got more than enough pace. He has got more than enough pace and he gets the move done, and now he's in the lead of the race. Even though it probably will just be until he pits. Arctic's not doing too bad himself. Still got a pit though. Let's see where he comes back out after that. Salieri is 6/10 back on Heisenberg. You got Luke 4/10 back on Pog in the Red Bull. That's more of a likely takeover. El Trucco getting Steve Dodd, and El Trucco slowly starting to make it up the leaderboard. And oh no, Steve Dodd is taking a spin at the end of turn 2. And that's going to put him in no man's land for a bit. Tichy's worked his way back up to 12th. You've got the 4 CPUs at the back now, which we're not going to pay any attention to whatsoever. Let's watch to see if Salieri does attempt something on Heisenberg. I'll be very surprised. These two usually are in a pie, usually do talk to each other and communicate, so I'd be very surprised if he does attempt to move. Pretty sure they'd both be well aware of the scenario at this point. They're the only ones in DRS range that are actually driving, so Tichy just left the session, so there goes the bottom 5. This is fun. At this point, you're gonna get the Haas points by default. They're pretty sure it's got 3 at the moment. They've got 3 points at the moment. Then I'm not sure whether or not the constructors can be wrapped up today, but it most likely can. I'll just do the maths after the race. Bundes got another 3-second time penalty. Might be interesting enough to see at what point I have to switch on the penalties tab at this point. People are racking up penalties left, right, and centre. So you've got Heisenberg, who's now right on the back of Arctic Squirrel, and then you've got Salieri on the back of Heisenberg. Little train forming here, even though give it one straight and Heisenberg will be able to just blow past the McLaren. Everyone else is roughly about 4 to 5 seconds back on the guy in front. You've got Luke, who's now 1.5 seconds behind Pog, and not making the most of it. And Heisenberg with DRS has got past the McLaren, and left Salieri behind the McLaren at the moment. Won't be too long until Salieri is able to make a move, as he looked looking to try it now. A little bit too far back around the long left-hander. He's got to... now he makes it down the straight. And he gets him into the corner on the inside. And now it's the... now it's both Alfa Romeo to the front again. Arctic's still 5/10 back, but he's just going to start dropping back more than anything else. And everyone is now out of DRS range. Every single person is out of DRS range. So, as to who to watch, I got no idea. Guess I'm just picking someone and running with it at the moment. Oh, much Salieri. Can't be. It's not. Driving an interesting race. We're not watching any of the back five. I'm pretty sure they're just CPUs at this point. Everyone up to Zab. Zab being just short of 4 seconds behind Steve. Now Luke takes his pit stop. Gonna do 10 laps on the softs. Just slowly dropping down the order a little bit here. He dropped to 7th. Our trucker might be a little too far away to make anything of it. Let's watch. Yeah, no, Luke's got out well in front of Trucker. And yeah, so everyone else is actually out of DRS range at the moment. So this has been very interesting. Now that you've got Slimmy getting into DRS range of Arctic, everyone's starting to catch up with him. He might want to take the opportunity and make a pit stop while he can. Everyone, you see the Ferraris in there in front. This goes to everyone will probably end up passing them. So you've got Slimmy going down the inside into the chicane, and he's got him pretty easily. Pretty good move from Slimmy, and his Arctic's just gone wide out of the chicane. Almost messed up his race. Slimmy now had the task of hunting down Salieri. Whether or not he's going to be able to do it, no idea. But whether he does or doesn't end up doing it, he's also got a 3-second time penalty to take into account. Still waiting on Pog to pit. Should be any moment. Get off the hards and go on to softs for the rest of the race. Arctic Squirrel just taking his pit, so get to see where he comes out. El Trucker's about to pass him. I think Bunders might be as well. Gonna be interesting. Let's watch this in a minute. He's not gonna be able to get out in front of him. Arctic Squirrel's out in front of Bunders, so McLaren is actually up a couple of positions of where he went into there. Where everyone started going into the pit, sorry. Luke is 6. Look, everyone a little bit further behind than we would like. For close racing, shall I say. What the hell was that? Let's watch Zab. He's the only one in DRS at the moment, so let's see if we can get some entertaining racing between the two of them. Here, Steve Dodds had a great qualifying, but his race has gone to a couple of moments of madness, shall we say. A very, very deep corner from Zab. The attempts to catch up. Let's watch. Zab's just dropped out of DRS range. And in comes Pog into the pits. He's going on to softs now, as I thought he would. Slimmy being 2.2 seconds behind. You see him in the background there. As Salieri and Heisenberg are going to just basically control this race at the same pace that they've been going at. The undercut very much worked for Luke. Got him out in front of Pog, who stayed out a couple of laps longer on the hards. And that has definitely repaid him. as for the Alfa Romeos, I think they are very, very content with just holding this 7/10 gap between the two of them and monitoring the situation with Slimmy behind them. And very, very much in control of this race, very much in control of the season when it comes to both drivers and constructors. And it's not been much of a test here in Sochi for either of them. Slimmy just dropped off by, I think it's 7/10 of a second this lap. So any sort of charge he might have posed is probably down the drain a little bit. As for everyone else, let's watch Zab. Let's watch Zab. He's 4/10 of a second, just about to go into a DRS zone. Is he going to be able to make a move on Steve? He's got DRS, he's got faster tyres, he's got a small gap to make. Is he going down the inside or is he going down the outside of the chicane? Oh my god, he's attempted to go down the inside. He got down the inside. He had to go incredibly wide to do it and then squeeze past, shall I say, Steve. He got the job done. I would watch Heidelberg and Salieri, but I've got nothing to play for at this point. And it's just very much everyone driving their own little race at the moment. Haven't had much to talk about. Got a couple of people here and there in DRS, like Pog's got back into DRS on Luke. Should happen. Should see this battle go on in a second. You're not going to see the two Alfa Romeos fight, and it's quite unfortunate because that would have been an incredible fight, I reckon, in this race. Pog going down the inside into the chicane. He got it. What a beautiful move that is from Pog in the Red Bull on Luke in the Mercedes. And Pog's tyre strategy seems to always work when he goes on those hard tyres. Mainly because he's able just to navigate his way out of the chaos of turn 1. Well, not turn 1, lap 1, shall I say. There's 8/10 of a second, nearly 9/10 of a second between Luke and Pog. So you should see this get one more round of DRS and then probably edge him out of DRS by the time the next DRS zone rolls around. Or we'll be back to where we were before, where no one else would have DRS. The 8/10 of a second between Luke and Pog is the only proper battle at the moment. That's 6.5 laps left of the race. And now there you go, as I said, by the time they go into the next DRS zone, Pog has got out of DRS range. He's left Luke a little bit in the dust. 1.1 seconds between the two of them. And now the only two cars relatively close to each other are Salieri and Heidenberg, and I don't need to go over that point again. I'm not going to watch either of those two unless something significant happens until the end of the race. But then again, there's nothing else happening anywhere else. Look, you've got Tichy in CPU, so I'm pretty sure everyone up to Tichy CPU, and then you've got Steve, who's 14 seconds back on Bundazu, 17 seconds back on Zab, who returns 15 seconds back on Arctic. And there's another time penalty for Steve. So let's have a look at the penalties in a moment. So you've got 6 for Slimmy, which would drop him behind Christ. Not behind Pog though. 3 for El Trucker, which would drop him a position, give half less points. And the 6 and 9 for Steve Dodds and Thunders is really pointless. I don't really think they're going to come into effect at all. It's going to be interesting to see how many positions Slimmy drops from that 6-second time penalty. Because he needs to gain a second, 1.3 seconds just to, and there's fastest lap from Steve Dodds. It's just a shame he's had a pretty subpar race elsewhere. I think he Pog's just in range of Slimmy's time penalties, I think. Interval leader. Yeah, he's about 5 seconds. Just over 5 seconds now. So he is in range to drop a couple of places now, Slimmy. As Christ tried to catch him up, Slimmy dropped off Salieri and Heidelberg, who have definitely upped the pace. Make sure that nobody can catch them. Let's see if Pog's able to make a move on Christ at any points in the near future. Let's put tyres back on. We've taken a look at the penalties. Let's put the tyre thing back on, tyre detail. And it's half a second between Pog and Christ. And we've got another little battle going on here. Let's see whether or not there's 3 seconds of unders, even though really doesn't matter. Let's see if there's a move going to be made here. Christ is on 11 lap old mediums. Now, hold on a minute. Did I just see Salieri just overtake Heidenberg? I did. And Pog's overtaken Christ, so they had my attention sidetracked for a minute. And are they not aware of what's going on? Are they trying to help Salieri get into... Oh, Trucker's retired for the session. And that is very much a safety car. And I was about to say that might be the end of the Constructors' Championship, but I'm going to pump the brakes on that for a minute because Pog's on 3 lap old softs. Pit again. Interesting call. You would expect to see Salieri and Heidenberg go on to softs at the end of this lap. But lap 24, the safety car comes out. Are we going to get one more lap of racing? We're getting 2. They're doing lap 24. They're not doing well, they are doing it behind the safety car, but it's under Delta. And then they do at least 1 lap round the safety car, actually behind the safety car. Maybe 2, which would take it to the end of the 26th lap. And would create 1 lap of everyone bunched up together, much like we get onto the very first lap of the race. So this could still have a twist left in the tail, but I don't know. It's very unlikely. That's our first DNF of the actual day, even though we technically still have 5 CPUs for 5 people getting kicked out of the session for whatever reason. And not sure why Salieri took the place of Heidelberg. That's one they're going to have to explain to me, because knowing that Heidelberg right now can win the title by just simply staying out in front. Yeah, no, he's going to pit the next lap because Salieri went in. Yeah, there's a few people that's pit. I think Salieri's the only one. Yeah, he's the only one. So the only person he's actually lost out to is his teammate. Heisenberg's going to come out in just behind everyone at this point. If he doesn't pit, then that's probably smarter than actually pitting at this point. If he really wants to win the championship today, he probably should just stay out on these mediums. One lap of racing, no, I don't think Salieri is going to be in 5th when we restart. Decent way back, 1 lap. Fresh softs versus very worn mediums. I don't know if Salieri catches that up. Does still have to pass Luke, Christ, and Slimmy as well in that lap. So, I think if Heidelberg got any common sense, he doesn't pit. I think he just takes this one, goes into the last lap, and attempt to win the race that way. But then again, we don't. Oh no, safety car in this lap. Okay, that was quick. Well, you ain't getting the option to pit. That was very quick. Alright. So we're getting 2 laps of racing. I thought we'd do another lap round the safety car. Maybe because it's so close to the end of the race, they only did 1 round. No idea. But now it's turn for Heisenberg to back everyone up. And let's see if Heisenberg and his medium tyres can outlast the softs till the end of the race. And here we go. Back to racing. It looked like the Williams took a little bit of a strange line out of that first corner. And we're going to very much keep the eye on... Actually, no, we're going to come back here because everyone seems to be bunched up back here. The Williams is going to stay in second. Christ is going to try and pressure him. The Alfa Romeo hasn't been able to get past anyone just as yet. And Luke's looking like he's about to try and make a move around the outside of Christ. He is going to make a move down to the inside. Is he going to be able to get the position? No, but Salieri's going to get the position on Luke. As he messed up the corner, Salieri get the position on Christ on the inside. He's not going to. Pog's got 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Salieri's going to have to stick behind Christ for a little bit longer. He's going to try and make a move on the inside. He's not going to be able to have the room. Christ doing well to defend on the medium tyres. Just him and Slimmy that stand in the way between Salieri and Heisenberg. He's going to get slipstream down the straight here. He's going to be able to make a move to the outside of the chicane. That'd be very risky, but one that would be worth it. Going around the outside and then to the inside of the following corner. He got the position, but Pog's down the inside. And Pog's taken the position off Salieri. And all of a sudden, he's got to get through another soft tyre driver. And this is just incredible news if you're Heisenberg. Whether this was talked about in their little chat they've got on, we'll find out after the race. But it's definitely played out more interesting than I thought it would. I never thought Salieri would pass Heisenberg to begin with. Luke and Christ are having a little bit of a battle back in 5th and 6th, and Luke's got him into the corner, but it looked like they're taking a little bit of a battle. I'm going to keep watching Pog and Salieri at the moment. It looks like Salieri isn't going to be able to have enough to challenge anyone. He might get on the back of Pog, but that's all he's going to get. We're gonna switch to Heisenberg, I think. Yeah, he's gonna get second. Yeah, you might be right. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Oh, it's Bunders. Bunders is retired. Penalties. Let's have another look at these. Pog's gonna be safe from Luke by the looks of it. So it looked like Pog might get 3rd. Could be wrong. But Heisenberg coming through the chicane one last time. Coming up to the final sector. Final few corners. 3 left. 2 left. That's all he got left. He can see it in sight. Round the final corner. And Heisenberg is the winner of the Russia Grand Prix. And he takes the Tier 4 championship with it. And Salieri gets 2nd place, so they also take the Constructors' Championship at the end of the race in Sochi. And oh my god, that last couple of laps was A bit insane. Pog's going to take the final step of the podium. Luke's going to take 4th. Christ is in 5th. Slimmy gets 6th eventually. Arctic's going to take 7th. Zab gets 8th in the AlphaTauri. Steve Dodds is going to take 9th in the Alpine. But none of them is going to get a point even though he DNF'd. Ended in 10th because the CPUs got lapped before the safety car and then got blue flagged by everyone in the race. So he's going to take a point. And what an end to the race that was. That was not what I saw coming. That's your podium. That is your podium, and that is the podium that seals both championships. Heisenberg and Salieri needed a 1-2 after Larry just didn't show up. And Heisenberg, well, needed to win the race because a second of the fastest lap would not be enough to win him. And he did get the win, so that is the end of the Drivers' Championship as well. And now it's just about figuring out who comes where for the rest of the positions. That was interesting. That was a hell of a final couple of laps. Let's see if I can get into interviews. I'm pretty sure I do these two every single week at this point. Why can't I at people? This is getting really annoying. Can I at people? Hello? Oh, it's gonna be really annoying. This is gonna be really annoying. Why is... Why can't I seem to get anyone? Why can't I tag anyone? This is hilarious. Can I please just tag people, please? What? Right, I've asked the people that I want for interviews. I'm gonna head into the party for that I've got for that. Right. A minute. I can find it. Post-race interviews. Let me join that. Let's see if we can get people in for interviews. Let's see if I can... I'm getting Salieri in. Have I got... Heidenberg joined? Let's see if I... Steve Dodds. Ah. just waiting on Salieri and we can get this started because I don't think Steve's joining. But my God, I've got some questions to ask the both of you too. Because I need to figure some stuff out and I need answers. Alright then, let's get the obvious out of the way. Right, start with Salieri. How did it feel to have won the Constructors' Championship today? And as you saw, one of the horses crashed down. The other one just didn't turn up. So going into this race, I assume you had a lot of like optimism, but with the qualifying, did that get dented a little bit? And I've got to ask because I stayed away from the it stayed away from you two because it was very obvious you were playing a team game, and then you passed Heidelberg. What was going on there with the safety car and everything like that? What's going on there? So, what did the last question? Because I gotta ask, what are you gonna do for the rest of the season? You've already won what there is to win. I'm guessing you're going for P3 in the championship. I guess. Fair enough. Thank you for talking to us, lad. That's well, a very eventful last few laps, shall I say, but not very eventful race. Uh, let's move on to Heidelberg, and the first thing I'm gonna say is, well done on winning the drivers' championship, lad. I don't think anyone would have doubted you at this point. And yeah, so that race, obviously, you were pretty much as in control of it the entire time. How did it get to a point where you can feel like you can start on pole and you can just go, yeah, this is mine, no one else is touching it? Just everything. Everything, the pole, the race, the whole. And I basically interviewed you every single week to this point, but what on earth do you do now that you've won everything there is to offer, and especially this tier when we've got 3 races left? I'm not gonna lie. I was watching that. I saw Taylor game front. I was so confused because in my commentator, I was like, I genuinely asked the question if you guys actually knew what the standings were, basically, what would happen, what needs to happen for you to win the championship. Like, oh, if you got second place with the fastest lap, you couldn't have lost the championship. However, you didn't win the championship today. You would have ended. It would have meant that Larry would have had to win every race and got the fastest lap for the rest of the season, but he would have been able to tie you. True. I haven't checked. He did dominate like the first quarter of the season at the very least. So I don't know. I didn't take into that account. I just went off points, which at the end of the day didn't need to be accounted for. He was never winning. To be fair, he was never winning the rest of the races, so I was never in doubt. So thank you for the interviews today, lads. It's been a lot of fun, and I guess I'll be doing the same next Thursday. Just not commentating much on the drivers' championship. If I'm commentating, you try and lap the last to first and actually win, I'm giving up. Jesus, that would just be something else. But yeah, it would just show that you'd be deserving of a different tier, that's for sure. Well, thank you, lads. I'm just going to end my stream here and then leave this chat.